Hello YouTube, my name is Flightsimguy and I am back from my break that I've taken from flight simulation, and I am resuming my flights with my closing flight of my South America tour. As you may recall, I'm in Puerto, Montt, Chile, and I'm going to Terra del Fuego, Argentina. And with that, I'm going to call it done for my South American tour. As you can see, I changed some of my settings in P3D. I went ahead and maxed out the saturation so that all the colors show up. I'm back in the E175, and according to this, we're looking at a flight time of approaching 2 hours, 879 miles away. With regards to my break, well, several things happened. My mummy died, and I had to fly back to Jamaica to bury her. She lived quite a long and full life. And then when I got back, it was just in time to start the rollout of a pretty big project that I've been working on at my client. And the rollout takes about a month, so we're still not done yet. But things have eased off a little bit with regards to, all my life pressures, and I'm able to resume my flight simulation. Now, the challenge I'm going to have is, just like with real pilots, if you haven't been flying for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, your skills erode. So I went ahead and whipped out the programming guide for the FMC for this plane, and I also have the checklist. Alright, and I upgraded my cell phone to the Samsung Galaxy S7. The S8 just came out, so I figured the S7's price should come down for a little bit. So once I'm in cruise, I can go ahead and turn on the autopilot, turn on the auto throttle, and go ahead and configure my phone, because it's going to take several hours for me to get this to where my old phone was. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and let's check my sound. Okay, I hit the wrong thing. No, I don't want the magnifying glass. Turn that off. Let's check my sound. Okay, I'm looking good at sound here. And I know I'm recording good over here. Alright, let's get going. First thing I need to do is check my weather. I have active sky next on, and that looks relatively real. Very weird way to test it. Alright, let's get ourselves set up. Fuel, I forgot to load the damn fuel. See? Jeez, just step away from this for a moment and everything goes to hell. Alright, I'm going to need 23,000 pounds. Let me go ahead and take care of that. Alright. I just noticed an error on my part. This flight plan is for the 757. But I've flown the E175 enough to know that 12,000 pounds should get me where I need to go. That's about 60% fuel. I mean, it's only 890 something miles, so that's more than enough. Alright, let's go ahead and get going. Set the brakes. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Everything's 12 o'clock. Those need to be off. Everything's 12 o'clock here. Everything's 12 o'clock there. It's there. Let's make sure these work. They do. Rudder is good. That's good. Alright. Now I can get started.
Power unit, okay.
Fuel pumps on auto. I can go ahead and start the APU. Alright, APU is coming up. Just give it a moment. Everything will come alive right here in a second. This flight plan is pretty short. Not a lot of electronic navigation aids this far south. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 waypoints in between where I'm taking off and where I'm landing. Alright. Let's go ahead and let's do our flows at the top first. Those are good. All that's good. Come down here. All that's good. Come down here. All this is good. Auto, all that's good. 12 o'clock, all that's good. Alright. Let's do the guidance. We'll do the guidance panel after the FMC. Let's go ahead and do this. And you've seen me do this a million times. So let's just go ahead and skip this.
Sierra Charlie Tango Echo airport information Echo 1700 Zulu weather wind 352 at 4 visibility 10 sky condition 2500 scattered temperature 15 dew point 7 altimeter 3015 advise on initial contact. You have information Echo Sierra Charlie Tango Echo airport information Echo 170
altimeter is 3015. Okay, now we can do our flight director. We want that cruising altitude is going to be up there, 250. Okay, runway 35. So where's our heading select? Okay, let's bring it back. 35 is right here. Let's go ahead and do the same with the course needle. Okay. Speeds. Totally forgot about the speeds. Oh shit, I have to look that up. Oh man. Is 122, 130, and 135. Okay. And our safe maneuvering speed is 181. So we get 180. All right. And coming across here, I'm missing something. All right, speeds. We have 135. I'm just going to go ahead and make it an even 140. Climb out. There we go. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and do that. Alright, that won't take effect until I hit the autopilot. Alright. Reject to takeoff. The brakes. And I think I am pretty close. For my pushback. Alright, so let's go ahead and run through the checklist before start. Okay, there goes the right engine. Let's do the left engine. Oh well, I wasn't sure if it was going to start. Alright, what's it complaining about? View bleed valve open. Yep, all my bleed switches are good. Okay. Alright, we got a good start. I need to taxi. It didn't give me the option to turn on a progressive taxi. What did I do wrong? There we go. Tell you, man, it's been a long time since I've been away. Alright, post engine startup. Let's go ahead and turn on the taxi lights. Let's go ahead and give myself 2 notches of flaps. And check my trim.
No takeoff. Brake.
Alright. Looking good. I'm going to taxi to the left. Alright. You know, there is one thing that I need to fix. Let me go ahead and do that right now. I figured I could get better audio by turning down the sound, but I'm not even hearing my own engines. So let's bring these back up. Alright. Turn on my frame counter. Get 4550, which is pretty good. And as you can see, by maxing out the saturation, no takeoff config. I'll do that in a second. By maxing out the saturation, I'm able to get much more vibrant colors. Now, I did not configure or test or confirm my route in here. I'll do that in a second. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get these straightened out. Profile. And we want weather. And down here, we want the weather radar on standby. Go. And that. Alright. Once I'm holding short, I'll go ahead and do the takeoff config with the thrust rating, and then I'll confirm the route. Alright, what you gotta do is bring this up, go to the flight plan, and set this to, say 12, that's fine. Clear. Okay. There we go. There. Okay. Something doesn't look right here. Let's go ahead and bring this up. There we go. Let's try that again. Click off data set. We want that to be on. All on. And the temperature is... What was the temperature? You know what? That's good enough. There. Alright. Let's go ahead and call the tower.
Tower 0 and runway 35, ready for takeoff. South departure.
0, cleared for takeoff. Runway 35, south departure. Approved.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 35, 0.
Alright. Know that I'm going to have to make a U-turn at some point to get back on course. And once I'm in the air, we'll go over a few things that I have planned coming up in the next 10 to 12 weeks. We'll just go ahead and do a rolling takeoff here. Alright, these speeds are coming up. V1, rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Okay, heading is set. Autopilot is on.
Gear up.
Heading is set.
0,
We want auto throttle, and we want flight level change. Okay, come up one. Come up another. Come on, heading, you're not doing your job. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Alright. We're 2,000 feet up. Let's see. Heading select. What are you doing here, buddy? Bring this bird around. Okay, speed's getting out of hand.
Throttle.
Auto throttle. Flight level change. Come on, bird. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Flaps up. What is this plane doing? Autopilot's on. Flight level change. There we go. Okay, you're not supposed to be going down. You're supposed to be going up. Alright, this plane is not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
When the plane's doing stuff that that's not supposed to be doing, it doesn't make sense to you, take control and fly it yourself. I learned that from that American Airlines presentation that I posted to my Facebook page. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to go ahead and hold on to this. Let's bring the heading bug over to about there. Let's try this again. Heading. Heading is on. We're going up. Let's go ahead and set the speed. About 190. Flight level change. Come on, bird. Do your thing. Nav. And where's FMS? FMS. There we go. Come on, bird. Do your thing. Okay, it's climbing. There we go. Alright, eventually it's going to get on back online or back on track. Nose is pointed up pretty high, but we're maintaining the speed, which is good. It's tracking to the flight management it's tracking to the magenta in the flight management computer right here. Auto throttle is on. Totally forgot to turn on my landing lights. That's one thing against me. Turn off the taxi lights. APU needs to come off. Alright. And that's how it is, folks. When you step away from the simulator, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Because your skills erode. This is something that you have to do over and over, every day, constantly, to maintain your skills. Military has the same problem. Pilots don't fly for a while, their skills erode. Alright. Looks like we're in shape. Okay, what is this thing complaining about? Auto, that's fine. Alright, let's go to the flight plan. Progress. 1 hour and 33 minutes. That should be enough time for me to get my cell phone in order. Alright, but before we do that, let me talk about what we have coming up. I have plotted a couple more tours. I have one tour of the Middle East, and I have another tour of the Caribbean. I'm going to be doing both at the same time, just going back and forth. In the meantime, I have a couple of half-assed episodes planned. Actually, that's not true. I only have one planned, which is my half-assed guide to the ILS, which everyone probably already knows, but I can't think of anything else to do. And Flightsimguy is coming up. Second week in June. I'm going to be there. I'm going to take all my equipment with me with regards to making and editing videos. I have this cell phone battery that'll allow me to be fully charged pretty much the whole time. And I'm going to be live streaming. That's one of the reasons why I got the new cell phone. I'm going to be live streaming the opening address, and I'm going to be live streaming a lot of the conference speeches by the various developers, explaining P3D and whatnot. This time, Flightsimguy is being held in the airport and not at the museum, so everything is right there in the airport. I don't need to take a bus. It's just going to be right there. And where the hotel is located is right on the airport. Got powerful, strong cell phone signals and also good Wi-Fi. So I'm going to be well connected, and I should be able to share a lot of what's going on with everybody else. Alright, at 16,000 feet, I can go ahead and turn off the landing lights. And I can go ahead and speed up. Just take it up to 250 knots. Just going to lower the nose. And as I cross over this magenta line, the plane should bank to the left to get on course. Now, this is going to be my last tour that's spearheaded primarily by Feelthere's implementation of the E-175. So, you know, I've had a lot of fun flying this jet. Man, that looks pretty good. I've had a lot of fun flying this jet. It's fly-by-wire, very, very easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside, and in the Middle East and the Caribbean tour, I'm going to be using other aircraft in my hangars, such as I'm going to focus a lot on the 757 and the 767, both Quality Wings and Captain Sim. I'm also going to use the the ERJ and the E-Jets here and there, but not continuously for every flight. And that's it. While we're in cruise, I'm just going to go ahead and let the autopilot do its thing, and I'm going to get my cell phone all set up. Okay, let's take a moment to check in. I'm not where I need to be with regards to my new cell phone. Still have a lot of migration and configuration to do, but I'm about halfway done, so that was a good idea doing that through cruise. See, I'm an infrastructure project manager by trade, and migrating from one platform to another and upgrading software is all I ever do. And trust me, it is not as glamorous and exciting as I make it out to be. In the real world, I'd rather be doing this shit. But I'm too old in life to start over, so I'm gonna have to just play make-believe pilot on computers. Alright, so where are we? We're 320 miles out. I want to say I screwed up the flight plan and I took the scenic route. I should have just done a GPS direct. I mean, we're approaching the South Pole here, so, you know, a law that says you can't cut corners. Let's see where we are. We're looking good. Lots of clouds. The airport I'm going to, it's... Where's I gotta find it? Okay, I'm assuming that's a runway. Yes, that's an airport. Okay, so the airport that I'm going to, it is, and I'm on Sky Vector right now, Terra del Fuego, Argentina. There's a VOR station there, and that's it. It's a hard runway, 10,000 feet long. So the VOR frequency, let's go ahead and take a look at that. It is 113.7. Let's see if we can get our radios to tune in. Alright, so how do I do this? Radios 113.7. Let's go ahead and do it this way. 113. How about that? Isn't that coincidental? No, it's 113.7, not 117. 113.7. Alright. Let's put that there. Okay, oh, and I've been squawking the whole time. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn on nav 1. Are we beeping yet? No. Let's go ahead and turn on, let's bring this out, and then hit, that's nav 2, we want nav 1, there. Okay, so we're still too far out, and I'll just go ahead and turn this on, start beeping when it tunes in. And there's no approach plates. There's just a runway. And there's ATIS 127.8. I'm not even sure if this airport is in the Microsoft database. Let's scroll out for a second. Okay. Let's go back to Prague. Alright, still have a ways to go. I'll have plenty of gas when I land. And we'll just go ahead and leave it at that for now. So, another uneventful flight, South America, the Feelthere ERJ. Another uneventful flight in South America in the Feelthere. Alright, we're approaching a top of descent. And 24 minutes out, 55 miles. Normally I start coming down at about 130 at 2,600 feet per minute. Got the nav, and I've just been making some notes. I already got a weather report for the destination, and there's the VOR station, and we're flying straight towards it. So this should be relatively uneventful. Now, I've been cruising at 0.68 Mach, which is a lot slower than I normally cruise at. I usually cruise at 0.72 up to 0.78. It's because I wanted to take some time to set up the phone. But we'll go ahead and do the descent. Normally descend at 0.68. So let's go ahead and dial down to about 10,000 feet. Come on, you can do it. Put the nose down. There you go. Okay. And it's just a matter of flying the pattern. Alright. Made some notes here. 2959. I may as well set it now before I forget. That's the altimeter at not at my destination airport. This was read at a different airport, but it's close by. So, and it looks like we're gonna have some bad weather. Winds 219 at 16, ceiling or clouds at 2,500 feet, moderate rain. So that should make for an interesting landing. All right, so let's set this to 2959. All right, I'm looking at the map. I'm trying to plan for in case we come across bad weather. What's my plan? Alright, so there are no marker beacons or no NDB stations down here. The only thing I have really to help me is this VOR station. So, and it's a little bit off keel. It's not exactly right next to the runway. It's a little bit off. Alright, let's go ahead and start taking it down to 6,000 feet. Let's come off the gas. Take it down to about 240. And bring this back to 6,000. $6,500 just to be safe. Flight level change. In the soup. Alright. Yep, we are in the soup. Which is fine. Passengers getting some turbulence. It's affecting the cockpit more than I'd expected to. Alright. Coming up to an opening. Alright. Okay, let's see. Alright. Let's go ahead and put our heading bug back to here. Because pretty soon when I go to fly the pattern, I'm turning off the autopilot. Now let's see. I'm using some geometry here. I'm flying from the north, coming south to land on runway 25. I need to go make a left turn. But before I do that, let's get another weather report. Radio. Swap this back.
Sierra Alpha Whiskey Echo Airport Information Romeo 1900 Zulu weather.
Okay, this is no bueno, man. Wow, look at this bad weather. 36 miles out. Maybe it's gonna clear up when I get there. I don't wanna end my South American flight on a bad note. Ah, here we go. Here we go. All right. We're in business now, folks. There's a clearing there. All right. Let's go ahead and take it down at 1,000 feet. As long as I can see, I should be good. There we go. Flight level change. And how far out am I? 28 miles. I should be starting my run now. Okay, so I'm going to come left. 070. Yep. Let's do it. Right about there. There. And I have to turn off the thing. How do I do that? There. Right. Heading. Alright, come left. There you go. 070. Let's go ahead and bring it back to about there. And that's going to put me downwind. And then I'm going to have to fly the 25 radial. That means I need to move my course needle to 250, which is alright. Let's make my right turn. How far am I? 25 miles. That's good. So my right turn to base should be 70 plus 90, which is 70 plus 90 is 160. That's right here. 150, 160 right there. There we go. Ah, see? There's a slight little break right there. Alright, I'm pitching up. Give myself flaps 1. Alright, I'm going to play a little risky game here. Change, come on down. I'm right at the edge of the visibility. Okay. Now when this needle lines up with this, there we go. There we go. We're over open water. Is that it? Or is that a different set of open water? Hang on, let me see. Alright, so let's take a look at this. This is pointed to the VOR station that I'm tuned into. 113.7. As the plane goes down base, this is going to keep pointing to the VOR station. So once this is lined up, wait a second here. Damn it. Course is wrong. Course needs to be over here. 250. There we go. Once this is lined up with this, I can make my turn to the right, and that should take me, quote unquote, on final. It's not going to have me perfectly lined up with the runway, because this is not a precision approach. This is a non-precision approach. I'm using the VOR station on the airport to guide me in. As long as the ceiling is above 1,500 feet, I should be good. Alright. I'm at flaps 1. Heading downwind. Not downwind. On base. And I'm having all sorts of messages going on here. Alright. We are 17 miles out. That is perfect. You want to be in the pattern at about 17 miles when you're flying a plane of this size. Alright, let's open up a bit out here. Whoa, look at that. So that's Argentina. And I'm probably not that far over the ground. That's less than 1,000 feet. I'm pretty low here, folks. You can see trees. The that's okay. As long as I hold 4,000 feet, I should be good. Here's a little valley right here. Some water. Let me see here. That might be my cue to turn right, to go downwind, to go on final. Let's take a look at the map. Is that it? Well, I'm not going to go by this. I'm going to go by my instruments. Once this needle, so I have two needles going for me. This is the actual needle tracking that the 250 radio for the VOR station. This just points to where the VOR station is. So I need to use both of these. Once these two needles start moving so that everything gets lined up, that's when I can make my turn. Now the slower I fly, the more precise my turn can be. But I want to stay on course. Alright. You know what? This is it. This is my cue to turn. Not exactly sure where I am relative to the airport. Looking at the map. Let's see here. Alright. Let's go ahead and slow down some more. Alright. Need to make my turn. Yep, the needle's going. There. That should take me straight in. There we go. Alright, we're looking good. We are looking good, folks. And at this point, I am below the clouds. I should be able to see the runway nice and straight. And I am 13 miles out. Am I going to overshoot? No. Looks like I'm good. Alright. That airport is on the water, so if I just come down a little bit, say another 1,000 feet or so, flight level change, I can VFR this bad boy in. At this point, all I have to do is follow the waters. There it is, right there. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and bring it down. Come off the gas. Give me another notch of flaps. And you know what? Crap. Let's do this. If I'm landing into the wind, that's no good. Get another radio report.
Sierra Alpha Whiskey Hotel Airport information Tango 2000
Autopilot.
wind 008
Autopilot.
at 10 visibility 10 sky conditions ceiling
Okay, I can do this.
3,000 broken ceiling
Throttle.
5,000 overcast temperature 6 2.2 altimeter 296 5 advise on initial contact that you have information Tango Sierra Alpha Whiskey Hotel Airport information Tango 2000 Zulu weather wind 008 at 10 visibility 10 sky conditions ceiling 3,000 broken ceiling 5,000 overcast temperature 6
don't need that
2.2
Okay. Lights are on. Approach. Speed brakes. Flaps. How many knots we're at? Come on, one more. Right. Gear down. This plane is certified for steep approaches. So I'm shoving the stick forward 1900 feet. And let's go ahead and give it full flaps. Slow me down even further. Nice long runway. I'm at idle. Let's go ahead and give the gas. Bring the engines up, just in case we need to do a go around. I should have computed my landing speeds, but that's okay. Oh, this runway is sloped. It looks like I'm coming in steep, but the PAPI lights or the VASI lights say that I'm on approach. So this bad boy is sloped towards me. Alright. Out your flaps. Okay, gear down. According to it, I'm too low now. Okay, back in the light slope. Alright. This is kind of creepy, isn't it? It looks like I'm too steep. Go. Yes, it is a sloped runway. And I'm way too fast.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. Minimums.
100.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Laps up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination.
Oh yeah, I'm having serious rudder issues.
Seatbelt bent until we stop in the captain terminal.
Okay.
Hope your flight is pleasant.
Relocation for the tower. This must be the parking apron. There's nothing here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that should be a pretty good park job. Let's see. Not even close. Jeez. There. Alright. Before I do anything, let's get some replays. Alright. Got a nice, decent set of replays there. With P3D, you get such good frames that you can have multiple windows open to capture different views when you do your replay. Alright. Let's go ahead and shut her down. Alright. I'll turn off all these lights. Swear to God, I need a co-pilot just for the lights. Alright. Flaps are up. Brakes are in. That's back. And that is there right there. And we can go ahead and kill the APU. And last but not least, we can go ahead and... What are you complaining about? We can go ahead and kill battery. And that's it. Thus ends my South America tour. I was going to fly this, not this aircraft. Virtual Call has a E170 and an E190. Got it on sale this week from FS Pilot Shop for $7. It normally sells for 20, I think. And it's doesn't have a FMC generic flight model. Sounds pretty good, and on the website it got a lot of good reviews, so I bought it and I figured I'd do a flight with it. I checked it out. It has its charm, but I didn't think I wanted to do a full leg on my tour using it, simply because it don't want to say too elementary, but it just was way too unrealistic for me, or for it to be of any use for me. So anyway, I'm done with South America. Next up is the Caribbean and the Middle East. My name is Flightsimguy. Thank you very much for watching. I'm glad to be back on the proverbial quote-unquote air. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.